Do you think you can cook? Register now for the second annual MTV Maggie Independence Cook and Win competition. For registration details, contact 440-8171.
Man. My name is Hollis Map. I perform around the world. And when I travel, I book with CaribJet.
Call CaribJet now. 100% Grenadian, operating 10 years plus.
Telephone number 439-4444 in Grenada or click caribjet.com. CaribJet, True Blue St. George's, the number one for travel.
Grenadians, we are known to be a resilient people. Let's show our true patriotism as we celebrate our 40th anniversary of independence, overcoming our adversity, safeguarding livelihoods, protecting our future. Once again, we celebrate our major activities in a virtual setting. Join us through the following media platforms: GIS Channel 22, GIS and the National Celebrations Committee, Facebook pages, and YouTube channels for the following events: 40th Anniversary Cultural Extravaganza, 7 p.m. on February 5th, with the main highlight being performance from 4 of our top string bands. February 6th, live broadcast of the National Ecumenical Service from the Blessed Sacrament, Roman Catholic Church, Grand Dance at 3 p.m. and the military parade and rally from the Kirani James Athletic Stadium 10 a.m. on Monday, February 7th. Let's continue to aspire, build and achieve as one people. Happy 40th Grenada, the Extravaganza Plus.
There is something new to the classic Wester Hall rum look. Wester Hall Estate Rum. What's your number? Drink responsibly.
Darling, would you like some tea? I've made your favorite.
Well, thank you, darling. I'm here finishing my blog post to help homeowners understand their electricity bills. The left side of your bill shows the rates for electricity and the government charges. The middle portion shows the number of units you've consumed, plus the history of your usage over the last 8 months. And the right side shows how much you're being charged.
I really think people are going to value this information.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always at Grenlec, you come first. Save energy, save a dime, reduce your wattage and reduce your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient.
Good evening and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. In the headlines, Caribbean Development Bank to fund two major initiatives for Grenada, which include the Western Main Road project. Ministry of Education to launch Mathematics Task Force. And in sports, Teddy Bishop, Kevin Wickham lead West Indies under-19s in win against Zimbabwe. We have the details to these and more after the break.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low?
For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
The first segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
In an effort to serve you better, GUT Credit Union has moved its Grandance branch from the Lamaki complex to the Excel Plaza. This new location provides more convenient parking with access from two entrances. The first is from the lower parking area and the second is at the top parking area on the same level as our office for easy walk-in access. Visit GUT Credit Union at our new location and experience the comfortable atmosphere with the enhanced member experience you have come to expect of us. Our Grandance office is open 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. We hope to see you soon. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
With the news in detail, I am Troy Gill. Director of Projects at the Caribbean Development Bank, Daniel Best, in an exclusive interview with MTV, has stated that Grenada received $2.7 million in grant resources in 2021 under the BNTF program. However, the bank continues to work along with the Tri-Island to develop two major projects: the Western Main Road project and the development of a water system. Rachel Bain begins this evening's news coverage with that story.
The two projects are expected to benefit in excess of 75,000 people, 60,000 to benefit from the Western Main Road project, while 15,000 will benefit from the development of a water system. The largest and most focused area is the Western Main Road development project, which according to Best will begin by the National Stadium and end in Victoria, which is approximately 25 kilometers. He, however, stated that the model for the completion of the project is being done, and the aforementioned may be subject to change.
It will start just north of the capital. It's in Georgia, just near the stadium, and it will run all the way to the village of Victoria in St. Mark. Right? That is, again, I just want to caution that that is what is being contemplated right now. But the full design, once completed, would give a more fulsome picture of exactly the routing, the length, and where it begins and where it will terminate.
A sector that appears to be abandoned is agriculture. According to Best, the CDB has been working along with Grenada to improve that area in terms of cold storage.
And also, under this project, we will be procuring refrigerated trucks to support the cold chain in the fresh produce sector.
Grenada, Best says, remains interested in exploring its geothermal development potential. The Department of Energy in Grenada, according to CDB's Director of Project, continues to explore the possibility of geothermal energy. However, several environmental tests must be done, and according to Best, this should be done in the coming months.
We expect, we're doing the assessment now. Yeah, the assessments are being undertaken as we speak to determine what is the level of what to design the project essentially. So the project preparation work is ongoing. Ideally, we would like to be taking that project, the test drilling project, to our board for approval in the fourth quarter of this year.
The CDB Director of Projects says the Integrated Solid Waste Management Project is also another big development. According to Daniel Best, one of the CDB's focuses is to alleviate poverty throughout the Caribbean. Therefore, during one of the toughest periods in the region, $9.6 million have been invested in a safety net program. The money, however, is concessionary. The program is geared at contributing to those who have lost their jobs due to COVID-19. For MTV News, Rachel Bain.
Economist at the Caribbean Development Bank, Ian Durant, commends Grenada for its progress in the last year, but believes several areas needs to be worked on that will stabilize the country, as now it is struggling to find the balance between lives and livelihood. Here once again is Rachel Bain with that story.
With a growth of 4.8 in 2021 and approximately the same projected for 2022, Grenada is in a good place and has managed the impacts of COVID-19 effectively, according to CDB's economist, Ian Durant. According to Durant, assuming that the pandemic recedes, tourist arrival improves, and the St. George's University students return, then Grenada will return to some real growth. However, there are some challenges that needs to be addressed.
I think that some of the things that Grenada, just like many other countries in the Caribbean, has to seek to address is competitiveness. Basically, taking steps to improve infrastructure and improving its regulatory institutions and so on in an effort to reduce the cost of operating in the country.
Durant says with tourism declining globally, it has had a significant impact on employment. However, there is an important lesson that countries must learn.
Countries are obviously looking forward to the return of tourism, but as tourism returns, countries have to remain committed to diversifying their economies, right? So that the fallout from global shocks like this are not as intense.
While Grenada seems to be doing well in comparison to other countries, the Tri-Island is challenged fiscally. Durant had a few recommendations.
Biggest fiscal challenge, as it is in most of our countries right now, is balancing the need to protect the society, protect livelihoods, with maintaining debt sustainability.
Grenada, he says, had a solid foundation going into the pandemic, and it continued throughout.
Accelerate the implementation of critical public sector projects. So you generate employment by implementing projects that are important, but you also, in doing so, prepare for a better future by upgrading your infrastructure.
For MTV News, Rachel Bain.
Education Minister Emmeline Pear, during the sitting of the lower house, said filling the learning gap for the loss for the students is at the front burner as they continue to assess the present strategies in place at the different schools. Minister Pear says most students are far behind academically, and therefore they must come up with innovative and creative ways to get them up to date with their learning.
How we are going to fill the gap as it relates to the learning loss. And so we've been doing a lot of training with our teachers. We have been able to attract support from the OECS, and we continue to empower our teachers, but also, very important, intervention strategies in the classroom that are so necessary at this time. And so those interventions, not just for supporting teachers, but also for supporting students who have been identified by principals as lagging way behind. Notice I said way behind because they are all lagging.
With COVID restricting operations, Minister Pear is in high praise to the schools that commenced their sporting programs.
Mr. Speaker, we have been having requests from some principals indicating their readiness to embrace and engage all of the students in light of what has been happening. I want to commend our principals, our teachers, our parents, and indeed our students for the level of resilience the level of commitment, the creativity, and all that has been demonstrated during this very tough time. As a matter of fact, I've noticed that some of our schools have started their sports program, not just for the competition and all of that, but Mr. Speaker, you would notice repeatedly the reference to the importance of psychosocial support.
A national mathematics task force has been established and will be launched soon to look into the low performance in that subject area.
Mr. Speaker, this is extremely critical for us, not just in relation to what's happening now, but an age-old problem that we have suffered from, and not just Grenada, you would notice it's regional. So, Mr. Speaker, I made a note here. In 2012, our CSEC pass rate in mathematics was 32.3%. In 2020, 43.56%. 2021, 34.98%. Mr. Speaker, the current circumstances make this situation even worse. And so, with the passion expressed, the commitment expressed, we have pulled together a strong team of persons to represent a national task force, and we will be speaking to the public in the coming week of what exactly this task force will be doing to address in a very critical way the issue of low performance in mathematics.
That's the first segment of news. More news after the break.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
In an effort to serve you better, GUT Credit Union has moved its Grandans branch from the Lamaki complex to the Excel Plaza. This new location provides more convenient parking with access from two entrances. The first is from the lower parking area and the second is at the top parking area on the same level as our office for easy walk-in access. Visit GUT Credit Union at our new location and experience the comfortable atmosphere with the enhanced member experience you have come to expect of us. Our Grandans office is open 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. We hope to see you soon. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do three things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
No matter your beliefs, whatever your dreams, we all have one thing in common. We call these islands home. Beautiful Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martin. However, they are threatened by our actions. But we can collectively begin a new path in which our economic prosperity and well-being does not irreparably damage our islands. Let's use our natural resources in conscious and sustainable ways so that future generations too can enjoy our home. Let's care for our environment and keep its litter free and beautiful. Let's all pledge to take action against climate change by changing our behavior and changing our lifestyles to protect our environment. Join us today and let's keep Grenada green and clean.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Welcome back. The new National Party St. George South Constituency branch has chosen Senator Nolan Cox to lead the charge within the constituency in the next upcoming election cycle. We get more from Rachel Bain.
The baton has been passed on from Nicholas Steele to Nolan Cox, who will now vie for the South St. George seat for the new National Party, the NNP, in the upcoming election constitutionally due next year. Nicholas Steele on several occasions hinted to the media that he will not run again as a parliamentary representative for the constituency. Senator Nolan Cox has accepted the challenge.
And to the other members of the executive and the delegates, I want to thank you very much for your support here this evening, your unwavering support, and I likewise will do the same. Friends, dear friend of mine, Brother Gay, before I could have called him to invite him, to tell him well, what's going on, somebody told me that he already bought his ticket and he's on his way down. So I want to thank you for taking time off for being here. This is very special. And I sat close to you to ensure that you didn't tamper with the voting, so you're good to go. Thank you very much for being here.
As he prepares to vacate the position in the South after serving in that constituency for one term, Minister Steele says Cox is capable and has a genuine love for people.
And 10 years later, 2 constituencies, 2 different ministries, and some of the most difficult times, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. I am deeply proud to have represented the South, to have been chosen by you to represent you, even though it was a difficult time. And I am equally proud to endorse and recognize the person that you are considering. And I think there is no one better that I can think of, a close friend, someone who has the deepest love for people, and I think that's what makes the difference. It's not about wanting a position. It's not about being asked to fill a position. It's about having a caring for people. And those of you who have gotten to know Nolan Cox will agree with me. He's a man of the people.
Minister Peter David also endorsed Senator Cox as he prepares for the task ahead.
I have no doubt that if Senator Cox becomes the candidate, and I'm sure he will, that we're taking South again. And winning and representing people is loving people. And my experience with Brother Cox is that he passed on that note. He does honestly, sincerely care about people. And that is not only in relation to South St. George because he's come into politics. I knew him before politics. I know how he deals with the dealt with the Ministry of Youth. I know how he deals with the Ministry of Infrastructure. So I have no doubt that if he takes South, if he runs in South, we have South not just for the next general elections, but many general elections to come.
Senator Cox says serving his people has always been a passion.
Well, I'm very excited about being nominated as a caretaker for St. George South constituency this evening. One of the things about serving is always a passion to serve people. The love and support that I received over the past couple of months from persons within this constituency has been overwhelming. And for that, I believe that we are going to do well, and we are going to be successful. We are going to work together to bring our communities back. COVID has really dealt a serious blow to our homes, to our communities, no sporting events, no gathering, and we have an opportunity to restore that.
For MTV News, Rachel Bain.
While Grenadians are engaged in the beautification of their communities in anticipation of the independence celebrations, one solid waste official continues to remind individuals on the proper use of tires and other beautification objects to avoid it becoming a public health risk. As the build-up to Independence Day continues, residents in various communities can be seen beautifying their communities in preparation for the annual celebrations. Senior Communications Officer at the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, Myrna Julian, speaking to MTV News on Monday, applauded the efforts of these individuals as they continue to embark on cleanup and beautification activities.
At around this time of year, it is typical to see communities come together to do beautification and enhancement, etc. in the run-up to the independence celebrations. And, we would like to commend the communities that are engaged in enhancing the community. I think it gives them a sense of ownership. And this is what we would like to see in terms of, keeping the environment clean and, aesthetically pleasing. And it's something that we would like to see done throughout the year, not just for independence.
Tires are also being used as decorative objects by individuals in the various communities during the independence festivities. However, if not used properly, can pose a public health hazard, Julian says.
We would prefer that if you're going to be using them as planters, that you puncture them, you cut them so that they don't accumulate water. And if you're not doing that, you fill them with earth. And of course, where you place these tires, you place them in a manner that they would not slip and go into our drains and our rivers, ravines, and so on, and so cause the accumulation of water and the breeding of mosquitoes and so on.
However, after the celebrations, she says it is important that individuals ensure that the tires and other objects are disposed of or monitored to ensure they are not posing a public health hazard.
If they would have done, let's say, a community garden, you did your decoration and so on, I think that you should have some forward planning in terms of how you plan to attend to these. Make sure that, you visit them from time to time and ensure that they're not contributing to another public health concern. So sustainability is important in terms of the projects that they plan to undertake.
She continues to advise individuals to ensure that excess tires are disposed of properly by handing them over to the authorized tire dealers or transporting them to the landfill. Meanwhile, Julian says due to the above average rainfall that Grenada has been experiencing in recent times, there have also been reports of an increase in the mosquito population in certain parts of the country, and believes the improper storage and indiscriminate dumping of tires is one factor that has contributed to this increase.
Yes, we have concerns, and we have had reports of the improper storage of tires in quite a number of locations. And yes, with the increased rainfall, we do have issues with the breeding of mosquitoes. And we have been having calls at the authority from some communities as it relates to the increased mosquito population. And of course, the rains that we're having now in the period when we should have been in the dry season.
Dengue is endemic in Grenada, Julian says, and under the right conditions, it can be easily spread, and is imploring tire dealers and construction companies to store or dispose of their tires more efficiently.
And the mosquitoes, of course, they need clean water for breeding. The Aedes aegypti mosquito, we know, which is a carrier for not just dengue, but the Zika and chikungunya and so on. They are around. They just need one infected person to, come in an island. We do have dengue here ongoing. And of course, we would prefer that those garage operators and those construction companies, the heavy equipment operators, etc., who know where they have these items stored away, the tires, whether they're in the bushes or they're on the compound, that these are properly managed, and so managed that they do not accumulate water and cause the breeding of mosquitoes.
One propagation station in St. David's is currently undergoing infrastructural development to make the facility not only a more suitable and attractive environment for patrons, but also a more comfortable and suitable working environment. Concerns from the public and recommendations from the staff of the Ashendon Propagation Station in St. David have prompted the government through the Ministry of Agriculture to start some intense infrastructural development at the facility. At a cost of EC $173,000, the Ashendon Propagation Station is currently receiving renovations on its shade houses and office building. Touring the facility recently, Minister for Agriculture Peter David is pleased to see the transformation that is taking place there. He said this facelift will make for a more comfortable working environment for the employees and a relaxing experience of browsing, touring and buying for farmers and prospective visitors.
This facility is known for its exotic flowers, its exotic fruits, and over the years it had deteriorated to some extent. When we visited last year, we received the complaints from the workers here, and immediately the Chief Agricultural Officer, the Permanent Secretary, and all of us decided that we need to improve. And I'm happy today to see that these improvements are leading to good results.
Acting Chief Agricultural Officer Trevor Thompson speaks of the difference the renovations will make to the surroundings and plant propagation at the facility.
Before it was, the roof was wooden, the shade house was uncovered and badly rusted, and also the benches, etc., needed to be repaired. The support for the structure needed to be redone to keep it stable, because there's a risk of it collapsing on the workers. So I think the government has made a very sterling effort to really transform it and bring it back to a semblance of an environment where the workers feel safe and comfortable, but also it's conducive for the function of plant propagation, both horticultural plants and agricultural plants.
Darren Williams, agronomist attached to the Ashendon Station, foresees increased productivity at the end of the construction period.
And so we are very happy to see the work that's happening here, and we appreciate the renovation and the lifting of the standard. And it shows the extent to which agriculture is taken seriously and must continue to be taken seriously. Definitely will help to increase the quality of work done, because for instance, workers will have a better facility to operate in. We have more sanitary surroundings, and this definitely will translate into higher quality production.
Work at the Ashendon Station is expected to be completed at the end of February. That's the second segment of news. Regional highlights are up next.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom.
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
No matter your beliefs, whatever your dreams, we all have one thing in common. We call these islands home. Beautiful Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. However, they are threatened by our actions. But we can collectively begin a new path in which our economic prosperity and well-being does not irreparably damage our islands. Let's use our natural resources in conscious and sustainable ways so that future generations too can enjoy our home. Let's care for our environment and keep its litter-free and beautiful. Let's all pledge to take action against climate change by changing our behavior and changing our lifestyles to protect our environment. Join us today and let's keep Grenada green and clean.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Ariza is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
This is where we join Donessa Panchu for news from across the region.
This is the regional roundup for today. I am Donessa Panchu. The Child Protection Family Services Agency in Jamaica says it is aware of a disturbing video making the rounds on social media showing two underage girls attempting dancehall artist Shantia's Lick Challenge. The CPFSA says it is working with the police to locate two girls in the video imitating the lick action to the song. It says once the girls are located, an official investigation will be launched to determine its next course of action. Already, the video has been gaining attention on social media, with a number of users urging parents to not only be more vigilant to their children's social media presence, but to ensure they are not exposed to certain content. Shantia's Lick Challenge has been growing in popularity on social media over the past week. Two winners will be selected when the challenge ends and will be awarded US $10,000. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says Vincy Mass will return to St. Vincent and the Grenadines cultural calendar in March of this year, but cautioned that the coronavirus COVID-19 vaccination rate would determine the size of the festival. Speaking on a radio program, Gonsalves said health authorities would ramp up their vaccination effort over the next 2 months with the hope of vaccinating 70% 80,000 people who are 12 years and older. As of Sunday, 63,669 doses of COVID-19 vaccines has been administered here. Vincy Mass had not been held over the past 2 years as a result of the coronavirus pandemic, which has claimed 94 lives and infected 9,447 on the island. Gonsalves said the decision to hold the festival this year was made at Cabinet last Wednesday after a 2-hour discussion with the Carnival Development Corporation, CDC. Over in Trinidad, limited venues, less events, and smaller gatherings will be the norm for National Carnival Commission, a taste of Carnival 2022. More in this report.
Chairman of the National Carnival Commission, Winston Gypsy Peters, says more than $25 million will be spent to host the 2022 Carnival season. He adds the plan is for every carnival sector to have a few events.
We will have Calypso tents, Calypso Fiesta, and Calypso Monarch Festival. There will be special mass competition for the Carnival King and Queens and special pan events for single pan, medium bands, and indeed large bands.
Mr. Peters notes the official events will be held only at the Queen's Park Savannah, Queen's Hall, and Naparima Bowl.
We are pleased to announce the introduction of our pods layout in our redesigned North Park space. The modified layout featured isolated pods where patrons can safely and responsibly gather while they attend the carnival activities here at Carnival City.
He indicates there will be a Dimanche Gras and a reenactment of the Camberley riots with stick fighting, but no Juve and certainly no parade of the band.
And finally in the region, police in Guyana have arrested a 30-year-old man who was wanted in connection with the fatal stabbing of his 19-year-old stepson. As we hear in this report, the man was disguised as a woman when the arrest was made.
Well, let's tell you that a 30-year-old man accused of the murder of his 19-year-old stepson was arrested by the police over the weekend. According to a statement from the police, the murder suspect, Sean Bob, was nabbed by police investigators at Helena No. 1 Mahaika, fully dressed as a woman with a wig and makeup included. The arrest came 3 days after the murder of Isaiah Edwards and the attempted murder of his mother by the same man. On Thursday, the police issued a wanted bulletin for the murder suspect. By Saturday, investigators received information that he was hiding out in the Mahaika community. The police arrived at the man's hideout location at around 7:20 on Saturday night, and he reportedly attempted to escape from the officers by jumping through a glass window. He was cornered and taken to the Georgetown Hospital for medical attention for the injuries he sustained by jumping through that window. He remains in police custody and is likely to face the court this week. The suspect lived in the East Penitence community with his common-law wife and the woman's 19-year-old son. Last Wednesday, the suspect got into an argument with his wife over her late cooking. He reportedly started to physically assault the woman. When the teenage son rushed to her defense, the man armed himself with a knife and stabbed the youth to his abdomen and the woman to her body before fleeing the scene. Both mother and son were taken to the Georgetown Hospital. The son was later transferred to the Ocean View COVID-19 hospital after his COVID-19 test on admission returned a positive result.
And that's it for this evening's regional roundup. I am Donessa Panchu.
This is the MTV Evening News. More news after the break.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Arizo. Arizo is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are up next.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
There is something new to the classic Wester Hall rum look. Wester Hall Estate Rum. What's your number? Drink responsibly.
spring water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Teddy Bishop, Kevin Wickham lead West Indies under 19S in win against Zimbabwe. That and more coming up in sports.
Do you think you can cook? Register now for the second annual MTV Maggie Independence Cook and Win competition. For registration details, contact 440-8171.
We now join Rachel Bain for this evening's sporting highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. Teddy Bishop and Kevin Wickham hit centuries as West Indies whipped Zimbabwe by 8 wickets in their 11th place playoff match at the Diego Martin Sporting Complex on Monday. Action was in the ICC, the International Cricket Council Under-19 Cricket World Cup. Bishop made an unbeaten 112 from 121 balls, 11 fours and a 6, and Wickham struck 104 as West Indies reached 262 runs for 2 wickets, with 4 deliveries remaining in response to Zimbabwe's innings of 256 for 4. Standing in captain Matthew Nandu, one was strapped leg before by off-spinner Brian Bennett of the first ball in the second over, when the scoreboard read 1-all. Bishop from Grenada and the Barbadian Wickham came together and featured in a second wicket partnership of 194 of 33.5 overs. The pair mixed impeccable defense with elegant stroke play, both off the spinners and the pacers, while the Zimbabweans did themselves little favors with numerous lapses on the field. Wickham, who was the more aggressive of the two, brought up his century when he flicked a ball from leg spinner Matthew Shockin to deep mid-wicket for a single. However, in the same over, his impressive innings ended when he skied a sweep shot to McGinney Doobie at short fine leg. Wickham faced 116 deliveries and struck 17 boundaries. Bishop moved towards his century and duly reached his landmark when he nudged the ball from Bennett to square leg. Zimbabwe, who decided to bat first after winning the toss, relied on David Bennett's unbeaten 77, while his twin brother Brian contributed 62. Connor Mitchell was undefeated on 42, while opener Stephen Saul made 34. Jason Holder took 4 wickets from the final 4 balls to send England to a 17-run defeat in the deciding 2020 and give West Indies a 3-2 series win in Barbados. With England needing 20 from the last overs, Barbadian Holder had Sam Billings, Chris Jordan and Adil Rashid caught on the leg side boundary and then bowled Saqib Mahood. West Indies earlier overcame being subdued by England spinners to take advantage of some poor death bowling in their 179 for 4. Rovman Powell clubbed 35 not out from 17 balls, and captain Kieran Pollard supported with an unbeaten 41. James Vince looked to be carried England in the chase, but crucially top edge Akil Hossain to the mid-wicket boundary for 55. Left-arm spinner Hussain took a wicket in each of 3 successive overs, with 4 for 30, reducing England to 119 for 6. Sam Billings kept them afloat with 41, only for Holder to give England's seamers a lesson, ending with 5 for 27 as the tourists were bowled out for 162. England returns to the Caribbean in March for a 3-test series, with a squad due to be named in the coming weeks. In form, Deandra Doughton dominated a pulsating super over to hand West Indies women victory after a topsy-turvy run chase ended in a dramatic tie at the Wanderers in pursuit of a mirage 161, and a contest reduced to 41 overs per side due to rain Monday. West Indies women appeared all but beaten after slumping 283 for 6 in the 21st over despite Doughton's top score of 37. However, a 54-run 7th wicket stand between Shed and Nation 35 and player of the match Chanel Henry 26 hauled West Indies women back into the contest and put them back on course for what appeared to be a straightforward win. Once in the super over, Doughton stamped her authority, plundering 19 runs from the first 5 deliveries before the partner Hayley Matthews clobbered the final ball over mid-wicket for 6 to leave the visitors defending 25 runs. Facing a tall order, South Africa women gathered 15 from the first 4 balls, but off-spinner Matthews finished the over strongly, getting the wicket of Tazim Brits stumped off the last ball. Stephen Curry scored 40 points as the Golden State Warriors beat the Houston Rockets 122 for 108 to win their 6th game in a row. Curry hit 21 points in their final quarter alone, also recording 9 assists and 5 rebounds overall. The former most valuable player has now scored 40 points or more in 6 games this season. Christian Wood hit 24 points for the Rockets, who lost their 4th consecutive game. Andrew Wiggins added 23 points for the Warriors, while Kevon Leone recorded 14 rebounds. Curry has now scored 20 points or more in a quarter, 37 times in his career. And that has brought us to the end of MTV's Evening Sports. I am Rachel Bain.
That's the sports, the weather, and a recap of the top stories after the break.
MTV Weather is brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Each of us has a role in Grenada's successful recovery. We have the will to overcome. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good Tuesday evening, viewers, and with the nighttime weather forecast, I'm meteorologist Wayne Williams. Despite some occasional very brief showers, mostly in the inland areas, we did have generally fair conditions dominating most of the day today. Conditions would remain more or less similar to that. We do still have some low-level moisture approaching the islands, and they could bring some more showers. A slight haze also remains. That trough over the northern Caribbean has dissipated significantly. It left a bit of cloudiness, still bringing showers over Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Right now we can see those areas of low-level moisture slowly moving towards the west, and as I said, they would continue bringing showers once they get here. Ahead of them, however, in this area here, still some scattered low-level patchy cloudiness and moisture. Also possible that these could bring some brief showers during the daytime and in the night, tonight and tomorrow night. The forecast for Tuesday night. Even though we do have about a 50% of some brief inland showers, conditions would be generally fair and windy. Winds would be east-northeasterly between 10 and 20 miles per hour, minimum of around 24. No moon tonight. It's going to rise at 7:48 in the morning and set 7:46 tomorrow night. Wednesday is going to bring generally fair conditions, still about 30 to 40% chance of some brief inland sprinkles. East-southeasterly winds between 12 and 24 miles per hour with moderate seas and 5 to 7 foot waves continuing, so exercise caution if you have to venture far from port. The sun is going to rise at 6:31, set at 6:09. Another hot day, even though we may see those brief showers. Max of 34 will feel like 38. Port of Spain will be generally fair, quite a bit more sunshine in Bridgetown. It's going to be mostly sunny there, windy in both cities with a touch of haze in Bridgetown, scattered showers in Kingston. Cloudy in Miami, New York, mostly sunny, and London cloudy. Back here at home, fair conditions would prevail on Thursday and Friday, but we do have about a 40% chance of showers on Thursday. There still is a chance of an increase in cloudiness and a 50% chance of showers on Sunday. After that, conditions will improve gradually, becoming generally fair by Wednesday. That's it for me for Tuesday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Join me again on Wednesday.
MTV Weather was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Caribbean Development Bank to fund 2 major initiatives for Grenada, which includes the Western Main Road project. Ministry of Education to launch Mathematics Task Force. And in sports, Teddy Bishop, Kevin Wickham lead West Indies under 19S and win against Zimbabwe. Before we go, a reminder that everyone ages 2 years and older should properly wear a well-fitting mask indoors, in public, in areas of substantial or high community transmission, regardless of vaccination status. You may choose to wear a mask regardless of the level of community transmission. If you are or someone in your household is at increased risk for severe disease or has a weakened immune system, or if someone in your household is not up to date on their COVID vaccines or not eligible to receive COVID-19 vaccines. On behalf of the news and the production departments, I am Troy Gill. Good night.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada, imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one little ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Good evening and welcome to the National Lottery Authority's Daily Pick 3 evening draw for today, Tuesday, the 1st of February 2022. I'm Lexanne Fletcher and I'll be your draw hostess for this evening. I've got standing in with me Ms. Josanne Clark. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Of course, Ms. Clark is here to ensure the games for this evening are conducted in a fair and accountable manner, that the game balls have not been tampered with and are within industry standards. Well, here's a quick reminder. As always, with the Pick 3 game, you can bet as little as $1 on inline, mix, and pair tickets, and from $2 on backup tickets. All right, let's find out what the winning numbers will be for this evening. It pays to play. Good luck. And the first number up is 7. Second number 7. Third and final 9. All right, it's time to recap. First number was 7, the second number 7, third and final 9. If you're a winner this evening, congratulations to you. And do stay tuned. We've got a Playway draw coming up next. We'll see you then.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one little ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's time for the Playway draw for this evening, Tuesday, the first day in February 2022. I've got Ms. Josanne Clark standing in with me once again. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Now, don't forget with the Playway game, all you got to do is bet as little as $1 up to $10 in increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice and get to win 24 times the amount you bet. That's $24 for every dollar spent. Let's find out what the winning Playway number will be for this evening. Value your dreams, win your way with Playway. Good luck. And the winning Playway number is... This evening's winning Playway number is a number 12. That's 1, 2, 12. The dream symbol, car. Just repeat, this evening's winning Playway number 12, 1, 2, 12. The dream symbol is car. Your winner this evening, of course, congratulations to you. And here's hoping that you got your tickets for the cash floor draw that comes up next. We'll see you then.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much more from 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's time for the Daily Cash Flow draw for this evening, Tuesday, the 1st of February, 2022. Just to remind you, I've got Ms. Josanne Clark standing in with me. She's representing PKF Accountants, Business Advisors. Of course, with the Cash Flow game, you can bet as little as $1 on most of the bet types, with the exception of backup, in which case you bet $2. It's time to reveal tonight's winning numbers. It's more plays, bigger prizes. Good luck to you. All right, check your tickets. First number 3, the second number 6, third number 2, and the final number is 4. All right, let's recap, double check those tickets. First number was 3, the second number 6, third number up was 2, and the fourth and final was 4. Congratulations if you're a winner this evening. And of course, don't forget to go on out there tomorrow, God's will, get your tickets and continue to support sports, culture, and nation building. Have a good night.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Clayton Nathaniel Telesford, also known as Sit Down and Telly, of Windsor Forest, who resided at P.T. Buckeye St. David, died on Friday, 7th January, at the age of 80. Left to mourn are his wife, Anna Edwards Telesford, sister, Daphne Gibson, children, Michelle Mitchell in the U.S., Clarence John, Joel John, Martha Elcock, grandchildren, Terrence Phillip, Joel John, Nikhil Elcock, great-grandchildren, Machill Stanislaus, daughter-in-law, Kay John, son-in-law, Ronald Mitchell, Houston Elcock, sister-in-law, Agnes Joseph and Catherine Antwine, stepdaughters, Madonna Victor, Glennis Edwards, Teresa Edwards, niece-in-law, Rosalind Telesford, many nieces and nephews including James Louison and Judith Louison, grand-nieces and nephews including Shem Telesford, Shamela Thomas, Trisha Edwards Joseph, Richie David, many other relatives and friends including Mr. Johnson and family, Mr. Christopher and family, Mr. Sean and family, Mrs. Joyce and family, Mrs. Rosie and family, Shahid Cruikshank, staff and members of PBC School, especially the tuck shop workers, Nurse Allison and family, staff of Westerhall Medical Station, parish priests and members of the P.T. Buckeye, St. Dominic's and Brisbane Catholic churches, friends and neighbors of P.T. Buckeye, Westerhall, Brisbane, Windsor Forest and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Clayton Nathaniel Telesford, also known as Sit Down and Telly of Windsor Forest, who resided at P.T. Bakai St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Matthias Roberts, also known as Young Boy, and DeGlenny of Petite Martinique, passed away on Saturday 22nd January 2022 at the age of 87. He was the husband of Sue Roberts, father of Robbie and Chris Roberts and Gillian Davies, grandfather of Jake Roberts, Ellis Davies and Alexandra Roberts Varela, brother of Wiana Agatha Jordan, father-in-law of Denise Donnelly, Steve Davies and Gemma Varela, uncle of many, caregivers Elaine Simmons and Tiffany Paul, close friend of Laurel Bethel and Franklin, also known as Patty Roberts, Cardinal and Clinton Oliver. Close relatives and friends, including the Roberts families of Petite Martinique, the Bethel, Oliver, Logan, Patrice, Rock, Paul, Belmar, Sandy, Alec, DeRoche, King, Snag, and Mitchell families, and Dr. Tyrone Davis, and the nurses and staff of the Princess Royal Hospital, and neighbors of Petite Martinique and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Matthias Roberts, also known as Young Boy, and DeGlenny of Petite Martinique, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Letha Gay of Harveyville, Carriacou, passed away on Thursday, 28th January at the age of 88. She was a mother of Alan, Joseph, Joyce, Peter, and Sharon, grandmother of 15, great-grandmother of many, sister of Lady Ann Lambert and Lindy Gay, Van Placid and Nelson, also known as Brother Gabriel, grand aunt of many, mother-in-law of Telia and Pat Gabriel, and Victor Joseph, caretaker Allison James. Other relatives and close friends including Gabriel and Gay families, Bido, Placid and Lambert family, Angela and Kenny Lambert and family, Lizzie Joseph and family, Lislyn Hamlet and family, Brother Franklin, neighbors and friends of Harveyville and Belmont and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Letha Gay of Harveyville, Carriacou will be held privately. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Lyris Elvira Purcell née Lacrette, also known as Malais, of River Road, St. George, passed away on Sunday, 9th January at the age of 99. She was a mother of Annie and Dorothy Purcell and Gemma Purcell Phillip, grandmother of Kathy and Thompson, I.D. Purcell, Marcus, Devon, Damien and Delia Purcell, Dwayne, Dwight, Dexian and Olivia Purcell, Octavia Purcell Victor, Dr. Donnery Purcell, Janelle Purcell Noel and Jamie Phillip, great-grandmother of Ronald Thompson, Jadine, Caleb and Kylie Noel, Olivia Victor and Keelan Purcell, mother and grandmother-in-law of Christopher Phillip, Ronald Thompson, Camila Thomas Purcell and Devon Noel, many nieces and nephews, many other relatives and friends including the extended Lacrette family in Grenada, Canada, USA, London, Trinidad, Barbados and St. Lucia, Michelle Yvette Lacrette, Monica Lacrette, Joan Hood, the Purcell family of Tempe and St. David, Norgelyn Mitchell Samuel and family, Dr. Sonia Phillip and family, Glenna Francis and family, Don Buckmeyer and family, Reverend Ricardo and Sister Aline, and the Church of the Latter-rain Revival Center, Reverend Dr. Thomas Welsh, Brother Mike Bartholomew, Sister Pear, Sister Teresa Mendez, Doreen Andrews and family, Brother and Sister Marie, Miss Rose of Halifax Street, Miss Camille at the bus terminus, friends and neighbors of River Road, Dabo, Constantine, and Vendome. The funeral of the late Lyris Levera Purcell née Lacrette, also known as Malais of River Road, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Irene Daphne Antoine née Bond of Vincent St. David, who resided in Canada, passed away on Sunday 23rd January 2022 at the age of 87. She was the wife of Lloyd Antoine, mother of Lennox, Dr. Magdalene Antoine, Gerard, Mike, Michelle and Nigel in Canada, Danny and Peter in Grenada, adopted mother of Leonard Lawrence in Grenada, mother-in-law of Jamon and Jennifer in Canada, Marlene and Maggie in Grenada, grandmother of 19, great-grandmother of 12, aunt of many close friends and relatives in Grenada, the UK, Canada and the USA, including Mrs. Shirley Hopkin, Miss Cicely Chateau, Mrs. Denise DeCoto, Cynthia Mason, Winifred Jeremiah, Philippa and Marita Telesford, Judith and Velma Victor, and friends and neighbours of Vincent St. David and in Canada. The funeral service for the late Irene Daphne Entwine née Bond of Vincent St. David, who resided in Canada, will take place on Saturday, February 5th in Canada. Arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Don R. Charles, also known as Papa Mouth-Dry, of Queen Street, Victoria, St. Mark, passed away in Spartanburg, South Carolina on Thursday, January 20th, 2022. He was the father of Tiffany, Deacey, Dawson, Dantley, and Shamika, brother of Odessa, Maria, Bernadette, Bernadine, Hugh, Janice, Joy, Winston, Loxton, Sherma, Nessie, and Yolande. Uncle of many including Brian, Neil, Israel, and Lemuel. Brother-in-law of Desmond Lyons and Hilary Charles. Cousin of Cecilia, Alton, Laurel, Jacinta, Rex, and Hess. Best friend of Lena Charles, Terina Fraser, and Elaine Miller. Many other friends including Cat Bull and Rambo. The funeral service and interment of the late Don R. Charles, also known as Papa Mouth-Dry, of Queen Street, Victoria, St. Mark, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Joan E. Vento, also known as Auntie Joan or Joan B., of Birchgrove, St. Andrew, proprietor of the St. Andrew's Pharmacy and Justice of the Peace, passed away on Sunday, 9th January 2022 at the age of 77. She is survived by her husband, children, grandchildren, sister, nieces and nephews, aunts, cousins, godchildren, and many friends and relatives. The funeral of the late Joan E. Vento, also known as Auntie Joan or Joan B. of Birchgrove, St. Andrew, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Janice Teresa Entwine, also known as J., of Mount Granby, St. John, passed away on Wednesday, 19th January 2022 at the age of 46. She was the mother of Alicia, Janelle, Javel, Tanika, and Tamika Entwine, grandmother of Kai James, sister of Irma, Anne, Clifton, John, and Conrad, aunt of many including Adonna, Rondell, Nesta, Arnold, Alina, and Kelly, niece of many including Mina Lawrence in Trinidad, Carlson Lee, Ingrid Ramsey in Canada, and Cecil Lawrence. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including the Ned and Reuben families of Pearls, the Charles family of Grandroy, the Lee family of Douglaston, the McVean and Jones families of Central, Nikisha Stanislaus, Janice Williams, brother, Tom, Anne-Marie Stewart and family, the Glean family, past colleagues and friends of Spice Island Inn, and friends and family of Mount Granby and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Janice Teresa Entwine, also known as J. of Mount Granby, St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Godfrey A.B. Alexander, also known as Natty, of Tempe, St. George, a resident of Spice Residential Care, passed away on Sunday, January 30th, 2022, at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Godfrey A.B. Alexander, also known as Natty, of Tempe, St. George, a resident of Spice Residential Care, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Curlin Bishop, also known as Bish, of the Bocas St. George, passed away on Thursday, 27th January 2022, at the age of 63. The funeral arrangements for the late Curlin Bishop, also known as Bish of the Book of St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Christine George of Seamoon St. Andrew, who resided at Grand Anse St. George and in Brooklyn, New York, USA, passed away on Tuesday, 25th January 2022, at the age of 72. The funeral arrangements for the late Christine George of Seamoon St. Andrew, who resided at Grand Anse St. George and in Brooklyn, New York, USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Angela Rose Julian of Lothers Lane, St. George, died on Monday, 24th January 2022, at the age of 63. The funeral arrangements for the late Angela Rose Julian of Lothers Lane, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Leontine Aberdeen of Moya St. Andrew, who resided in Canada, passed away on Saturday, 29th January in Canada at the age of 92. The funeral of the late Leontine Aberdeen of Moya St. Andrew, who resided in Canada, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Maclena Veronica George Nee Richards of Guelph St. John, who resided at Bonnet St. Mark, passed away on Saturday, 29th January at the age of 72. The funeral of the late Maclena Veronica George Nee Richards of Guelph St. John, who resided at Bonnet St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Raleigh Williams, also known as Papa Ochin of Woodland St. George, died on Friday, 28th January at the age of 85. The funeral arrangements of the late Raleigh Williams, also known as Papa Ochin of Woodland St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Alban Chase, also known as Bano of Bolio St. George, passed away on Friday, 28th January at the age of 93. The funeral arrangements of the late Alban Chase will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Edwin Moore, also known as Horseface of Caliste St. George, passed away on Wednesday, 26th January 2022, at the age of 70. The funeral arrangements for the late Edwin Moore, also known as Horseface of Caliste St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Rita Patricia Maxime of Springs St. George passed away on Wednesday, 26th January 2022, at the age of 98. The funeral arrangements for the late Rita Patricia Maxime of Springs St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Tevin Che Amede, also known as Tata, of New Hampshire St. George, died on Monday, 24th January 2022, at the age of 28. The funeral arrangements for the late Tevin Che Amede, also known as Tata, of New Hampshire St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Martin Roland Williams of Independence Avenue, St. George, passed away on Saturday, 15th January 2022 in the USA, at the age of 56. The funeral arrangements for the late Martin Roland Williams of Independence Avenue, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Julian Bagwan, also known as Miracles, of Corinth St. David, passed away on Sunday, 23rd January 2022, at the age of 76. The funeral arrangements for the late Julian Bagwan, also known as Miracles, of Corinth St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Adolphus Sylvester, also known as Beck, of Laborie, who resided in Tortola, passed away on Saturday, January 8th, at the age of 74. The funeral arrangements of the late Adolphus Sylvester, also known as Beck, of Laborie, who resided in Tortola, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Lyndon Decoto, also known as Trouble, Carwo and Compare, of Middle River, Grove St. John, passed away on Thursday, January 20th, 2022, at the age of 55. The funeral arrangements for the late Lyndon Decoto, also known as Trouble, Carwo and Compare, of Middle River, Grove St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Anthony Laguerre, also known as Tony and Laguerre, of H.A. Blaise Street, St. George's, an employee of George F. Huggins, died on Monday 17th January 2022 at the age of 61. The funeral arrangements for the late Anthony Laguerre, also known as Tony and Laguerre, of H.A. Blaise Street, St. George's, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Anthony Felix, also known as Tony, past principal of the Tivoli Roman Catholic School of Harford Village, St. Andrew, died on Thursday the 13th of January at the age of 71. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late Anthony Felix of Harford Village, St. Andrew, in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Dorothy Brown, née Lacqua, of Melville Street, St. George's, who resided at Marquis St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, December 30th, 2021 in the USA, at the age of 90. The funeral arrangements for the late Dorothy Brown, née Lacqua, of Melville Street, St. George's, who resided at Marquis St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
The pain and agony of losing someone is never easy. Within your own mind and heart, there is a deep pain, agony that no one can fill. Within you see yourself painfully accepting the fact that you have lost someone you love. But this is what the Word of God said in the book of Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord, which made the heaven and the earth. To him you need to look to for your help and your leadership and your guidance. Man will not give you that help that you need. Money, fame, even the very material things that you have seek. You realize losing someone, none of those things would give you help. Right now, there is one person who stands ready to help you. His name is Jesus Christ. He is King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Why not trust him today? Why not allow him to be at peace in your life? I want to pray for you and your family. Pray with me. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I surrender, Lord, every heart that is painfully accepting the reality of their lives who have lost a loved one. I pray, O God, that you comfort those families. Give them strength. Enable them to see, God, that you are there for them. That you, Lord, will never leave them, nor will you forsake them. For from you will come their help. I ask your blessing and for strength for them today. In Jesus' holy and precious name. Amen and amen. May God bless you and keep you and sustain you. May he overshadow you and look over your family as you reach deep within and overcome this deep sorrow and pain that you face. My prayers and thoughts are with you and your family. God bless you.